Bro, this government shutdown don't directly affect me, dog, but this shit sad, bro. You got people out here, dog, that's not getting a paycheck, bro. That have jobs, but not getting a paycheck, bro. Like, do you really realize how crazy that sound, bro? Just think about, bro, you got a job, but you ain't getting no money. You really can't go to work, or some of them going to work for free. Do you realize how crazy that really is, bro? And these people got bills that's still coming, bro. These electric companies, these water companies, these landlords, they not saying, okay, well, you ain't got to pay me because I know you ain't getting paid because the government shut down. It's all good. You ain't got to pay us. They not saying that, bro. Them people still wanting their money because they got bills too. The landlord got bills too, so he relying on you. But you ain't got no job. You can't pay the man. Bro, what do these people want people to do? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of pressure, dog. Do you know how much pressure that is on a person, bro? That still have to survive, bro, but not with no money. Don't know when they gonna get some money, bro. Don't know how long this shit gonna last because these old ass crackers want to play games, bro, with people's lives because they doing some weird ass back and forth shit, dog. I don't like neither side. I don't give a fuck about neither one of them, bro. They all the same to me. Know what I'm saying? Like, dog, this shit is crazy, bro. You got 46 Americans not receiving their SNAP benefits, bro. And they don't just need that just for food. They need that to pay their light bills and shit, too. Know what I'm saying? Even just the basic shit like food, bro. A hungry person to do something real dangerous, bro. Know what I'm saying? You got people out here that can't feed their kids, bro. Don't know how they gonna do it. Food banks running out of food. Know what I'm saying? So what the hell they want these people, like, what they expect to happen, bro? I hope we don't get to a point where people start running this shit and living like savages. Know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, don't nobody want that, bro. That ain't good for nobody, bro. That ain't good for nobody, dog. Like, bro, we living in some fucked up times, bro, and these crackers talk about this the greatest country. And this man getting on TV line saying grocery prices down and all this shit, bro. He got a plan for this. He got a plan for that, dog. He got to go, bro. They got to get him out of there some kind of way, bro. They got to get him out of there, dog. Because how much you going to take, bro? How much of this shit people going to have to deal with, dog? It's only so much a person can put up with, bro, before they fucking lose it, dog. Know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, it make me mad, bro, because people suffering from shit that they ain't had no control over, bro. They ain't got nothing to do with this shit, bro. They ain't asked for this shit. Know what I'm saying? They ain't play a part in this shit. I'm not talking about the ones that voted for him and now they sorry, but it's people that real deal didn't, bro. And now they suffering, bro, because this pussy ass cracker. Shit got a nigga hot, bro. Like, I feel sorry for them people, bro. Like, I feel sorry for a lot of people, dog. And if you out here, bro, you ain't really got to suffer from it, bro. You just got to be thankful, bro, and be grateful, dog. Because that's ridiculous, bro. Like, it's just thinking about it, bro. It's like, dog, that's some fucked up shit, boy. It's some real fucked up shit, dog.
The future of our workforce. Here's why.
As somebody that taught high school and basically educating our new young adults, every last one of us should be scared. These kids cannot read. They cannot write. There is no type of comprehension skills, no type of critical thinking. They cannot do anything on their own. They expect everything to be given to them. So in my class, we did this thing where I made them write once a week. They would have some type of assignment where they would have to write at least a paragraph, meaning 5 sentences. 5 sentences. The amount of assignments that I got in with 1 sentence, 2 sentences, the amount of complaints I got with the whole 5 sentences, that's too much. Can we do 3? Isn't 3 considered a paragraph? Oh, baby. We are in for a wild ride, y'all. Every assignment that I gave them, There was several students that came to my desk and made me walk them through the entire assignment, the full whole thing. But genuinely, the truth of the matter is everybody is failing these kids. Everybody. The school board with all these different rules, they're failing these kids. The principals or admin altogether, they're failing these kids, and they're failing the teachers because they're basically telling us that we had to just pass a child along just to keep these graduation numbers up. Like, oh, and don't get me started on the parents. Like, I would call and say, hey, your child is failing, and the first thing is, well, why didn't I know about this? Probably because you didn't answer the phone. Probably because you didn't get or you didn't respond to my email. On top of that, you have 24-hour access to Power School. When I tell y'all it is horrible, like the parents that are here now are not the parents that we had growing up. So unfortunately, it's not these kids' faults. I mean, yeah, they're lazy, but like, what are you supposed to do when all you got to do is tell your mama, well, she failing me, and the school board is going to accommodate that parent? Like, it's crazy, y'all. We should be very scared for our new nurses, our new doctors, our new everybody. These colleges are going to have to start lowering their requirement because the amount of kids that are going to come into these schools and they cannot read, they cannot write, they cannot do anything without AI. We should really be scared.
High school teachers are quitting and warning.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakwakwadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim Wagwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foreign captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. And today's lesson, it's we're going to be talking about these two things where the laws in place, it is such a destructive, like degenerative system in place where it's like it doesn't get any clearer that they want the people to be destroyed because it like Slakia over here you hear this dude complain. Well, I actually heard this from another source as well, but a bunch of government workers specifically are working for free basically, and they said that they're not allowed to quit their job to find something else, so they either have to work in their free time outside of their normal hours to get to pay their bills, or they just have to suck it up and go dip into their savings and whatnot until the government shutdown ends, which their people are over here saying are speculating that this is going to be the longest government shutdown ever, where and there's not going to be any back pay and whatnot. On top of that, they were also saying that they had cut funding for food banks. It was either funding for food banks or it was food sources for said food banks, where the food banks are a lot less right now. So that that's another thing where people are just starting to get more and more desperate, which this is the accumulation as well as the eventuality of the whole civil unrest and whatnot and martial law, where people are just going to go insane because of the situation that they have been put in. All right, so yeah, you have this, like, I'm not gonna lie, this whole that working for free thing, that is actually insane. I would be pissed if I was in that position. And then on top of that, the next thing, Slocky, the next thing is this whole thing with the
Warning America about the future of our workforce.
Slucky, it's the thing here is how you have these students that need to be walked through literally everything. She had explained how did I play this video? I feel like I did. Anyway, the thing with this was how she had said that she has to walk a student through the entirety of the thing, or she said several had to be walked through the entirety of the thing rather than allowing them to be able to do it on their own, which that's very, like, I don't want to use the word amazing, but it is kind of amazing how incapable they are, where they're literally comprehensively incapable of thinking and processing concepts through their own brain. And again, something that I always say is that one of the main factors that contributed to this is technology and the advancement of technology more specifically. But let's get this. Second Ezra chapter 14 verse 17, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And this is one of the main things where people are weaker, quote unquote. But when you say weaker, when I say weaker, it's not just physically weaker. Although yes, that is one of the the aspects of it, physically being weaker. But there's also, I think men have less testosterone or something like that compared to 20 years ago. And then there's also I don't know about the women stuff. I forgot about it. But there's also the fact of the matter where people are literally dumber and students are incapable of being able to process stuff. And from all, I also want to point out how all the teachers, there's a major trend that these teachers have all said, because this is not the first time I showed this video or done a video on this where another teacher had talked about this. But the main trend that all the teachers say is that when they actually go talk to the parents or inform the parents, it's always about, oh, why didn't you guys tell me this sooner? Why are you just now telling me this is that's that and third, whatever? And the trend is that they are, they are dismissing any of the issues that their child is having just to do whatever they want in their lives, whatnot, and they expect their kids to be taught and honestly being raised by said teachers. All right, so I actually want to play this again a bit so we can hear a bit more.
Are new young adults. Every last one of us should be scared. These kids cannot read, they cannot write, there is no type of comprehension skills, no type of critical thinking. They cannot do anything on their own. They expect everything to be given to them. So
Slakia, so basically with this, the thing that I get from this is, okay, well, they can't critically think. And the extension to that, or why that is a big deal, is because, if you're saying, hey, drink this bottle of this acid, drink this acid looking liquid, for me it's going to make you feel better and whatnot. And then because they don't say, this looks like poison, this looks like acid, this looks like whatever, maybe I shouldn't think about that. But they just saying that, oh, well, this authoritative figure is telling me, or this person, as a matter of fact, is telling me to do that, because that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it, where lots of people take the role of authoritative figures online when they say, oh, by the way, did you know that cat piss is good for you, or horse piss is good for you if you use that to shower and whatnot, and people believe that. Okay, by the way, I saw a video. It's long gone by now, by the way. But I mean, I probably still have it in one of my accounts. But one of the videos I saw was this African person using either cow piss or horse piss to wash their head. And again, like, this is the type of stuff that Jake, all right, thinks, oh yeah, this is my ancestors and stuff like that. It's funny as shit, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, the stuff about this is how, okay, this is the stuff, these are the things that these people are doing. And because there's no critical thinking skills and there's no comprehension skills, then people just say, okay, well, I'm just going to do this because this person told me to do it, or I'm just going to do this because I see someone else doing it, rather than actually thinking like, okay, so with the information that I have gathered, with the information that I have grown with, or whatever, I'm able to process things and say like, okay, so 1 + 1 = 2, and not that someone is showing you, okay, if you take one thing and you add another thing to it, then how many things that you have, and then they're giving you the answer rather than them telling you, hey, do 1 + 1, and you're able to use your own mind and your own information processor, which is your brain, to get the answer yourself rather than having someone guide you to said answer. Okay, so that's one of the things that Esau is actually doing. Esau actually prefers this, all right, which is why there's I don't know, that's one thing that I always thought was, I didn't like it at the time, of course, but one thing that I can see why it's not a good thing is, what's it called, technology within classrooms. Because during my time, I was told you're not allowed to have your phones, laptops, or whatever in the things. If you have that, then if we see you with this stuff, we're taking it away from you. So you better either keep it hidden and never take it out in class, or you're gonna have it taken away from you and whatnot. And now I see why that's such a good thing, because clearly there's a lot of students now that have developed an over-reliance to, or an over-attachment to their technology, where they're physically going to fight to, which they have been doing that, by the way. They're physically going to fight to keep their phone on them rather than just, what's that thing called? Rather than just take a step back and say, okay, you know what? I don't want this. I'm good with just writing it down manually and with pen and paper. All right. So continuing on, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree and that write grievances which they have prescribed. And this is the thing where she was saying that the school board is over here just accommodating said teachers, because the students and the parents, because said parents and students are not understanding how bad things are as a result of it, even though their children are the ones that, and that's the thing, parents, a lot of parents today, apparently, because they are, I think, what's it called? Is it Gen Z or millennials or whatever the fuck? They are not. They're terrible parents, I guess. Okay, because they are dismissive and they're more worried about doing whatever they want to do rather than, or not Gen Z. I don't know what it's called, but whatever. You get the point. Whatever is after millennials, that generation is being terrible parents by just saying, oh, here's a iPad, now shut up and stop making trouble, stop giving me problems and whatnot, where they have children, but they're not actually doing anything with said children, which is what's the word, it is dismissing and disregarding their development. They're being absent. They are being present, but they're being absent parents at the same time, where they're physically there. Sure, they might do work and do all that stuff, but they're not actually taking any steps to forward their education, teach them or instill them with values that they need, or that's paramount in their development. All right. So as a result of that, that is what we have here, which I want to see if I can find this here.
Thing where I made them write once a week. They would have some type of assignment where they would have to write at least a paragraph, meaning five sentences.
So yeah, and that was another thing that I had heard of. Not heard of. That's another thing that I actually experienced when I was in school, where I was like, okay, so yeah, I have to do a paragraph. One paragraph is easy. As a matter of fact, the thing for me is when I was growing up and I was going to school, I had to do a whole ass essay. That was basically maybe not every day, but that was basically the norm, where it was like, okay, so every week or something like that, then it was like, okay, so I have to do one whole essay, which is 5 paragraphs. I know the sentence. I know how to structure sentences and all that stuff like that. I basically know how to do that. I know what is the proper etiquette for paragraphs and essays and stuff like that, the introduction, conclusion, bodies and stuff like that. I know all that because I actually studied, I actually took the stuff seriously, whereas these people, there's just, okay, well, let's just dump this shit, dump what we want in a chat GPT or AI, some BS and whatnot, and then it does it for you, where the children or the students, whatever, they're not developing the know-how, or they don't know how to do said things simply because they never have had to do it, because they have technology that does it for them. So as a result of that, this is very serious that she's saying over here.
5 sentences. The amount of assignments that I got in with 1 sentence, 2 sentences, the amount of complaints.
So, like, say for example, if you're saying, tell me about why you like, tell me about your favorite candy, where you can say, okay, well, I like Jolly Ranchers because of the different colors. I like them because of the taste. I like it because it's hard and it lasts long. Right, that's already 3 sentences I'm able to make right now off the top of my head, which is which is already close to a paragraph. But apparently these current students are incapable of doing that, which with whatever subject, topic, whatever that she is assigning to them, if they have to do something about maybe a book or whatever, or maybe she is telling them to do something about just something as simple as, oh, tell me what your favorite candy is, or talk about your favorite candy, talk about your favorite whatever, or something simple like that, where they can be enthusiastic about actually doing it, but yet they're still incapable of doing said assignment. All right, so that's why it's like, that is very, very abnormal for them to be incapable of doing something so simple. It's not seemingly simple, but it's blatantly simple. Like, that's a very simple thing to do, and to complain, which is what you were saying.
I got well with the whole 5 sentences. That's too much. Can we do 3? Isn't 3 considered a paragraph? Oh, baby. We are in for a while.
So yeah, basically they're over here saying, oh, this is too much. I only want to do 3 rather than 5, which again, like, that's very, I don't know what to say. It's very is very wild that they're saying, they're basically complaining that they can't make a simple 5 sentences. They can't write down an easy 5 sentence thing, and that's an easier way to kind of compress it into a simple thing, where you can't talk about one thing for 5 sentences. You can only talk about something for 3 sentences. Where for me, when it's not even just for me. I need to actually clarify that it was literally my whole class. Whenever they would complain, oh, an essay 5 paragraphs is too much, they would say, okay, yeah, we can do 1 paragraph, we can do 3, we can do whatever, 1 or 3 or 2 or whatever, where it was whole ass paragraphs that they were capable of doing. All right, which that was another thing. It was besides 5 paragraphs, there was also 3, because it's introduction, body, and then conclusion. So, which, by the way, again, like, everyone had the comprehension skills at that time, all right, to be able to do something like that. Whereas now you have these students that are incapable of doing that. And yeah, like, this is that, again, this is I am speaking and saying that, in speaking as man, through my own experiences, my own understanding, I believe that this is attributed to the advancement of technology. All right, advancement of technology, as well as an over-reliance of said technology. All right. So yeah, basically, and it's like, as teachers are passing students regardless of their comprehension skills and their intellect, that's where it's like, okay, well, you have these kids, these students, or more specifically young adults, that are being graduated at high school level, that are still reading at a first grade level or whatever grade level, where they're incapable of actually processing stuff and they are not, and they don't know the things, but they're still be getting moved on to the next grade and not being held back. Which I don't know when they took out that whole held back system and whatnot. Because I remember seeing this one kid, not kid, well, I don't know if he was a kid at the time, teenager, all right, that was held back. I think he was supposed to be in 4th grade, but he was like fucking, I don't know, 14 or something like that, maybe 15, and he was in 5th grade or and stuff like that, where he was definitely held back a lot because he was just that stupid. All right, so yeah. Anyway, continue on. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Which, going back to this, with the people working, the unrighteous decree of people working, all right, that is another thing where it's like, okay, well, people are working for free, they're not getting paid, they're suffering because they're following after Esau Edom. Which, by the way, let's actually get that first. Sirach chapter 4 verse 27, make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept a person of the mighty. Which that's the thing where people have said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna side myself with DJT. I'm gonna side with him. I'm gonna do this. I voted for him. He's gonna help us out. And then, oh, lo and behold, look what happened when they sided with him. Look what happened when they trusted him. Oh, they got backstabbed, and now this is what they have to deal with. All right, where it's like, literally everyone is complaining, but yet there's still people that are that have faith, and there are still people that trust and go along saying, oh yeah, he's gonna fix it, we have to just stick with him and that and stuff like that. Okay, well they're in for a rude awakening. Anyway, continuing on, I read this, I think, and I read that as well. I read that. Sirach chapter 10 verse 1, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So yeah, these people are copying their leader in terms of their decision making skills, and they think that, oh yeah, we're gonna live just like him, we're gonna be just like him. We need this type of leader because he's rich, so he knows how to make everyone else rich. But in actuality, that's not what he's doing. He's freaking he's doing the opposite, where he's using you as a bank, and making you guys suffer while he continues to get wealthier and wealthier. All right. So yeah, that's basically it. And these decrees that's going out right now, this is what we see. This is where we have to just wait for the Lord to get us out of here. So with that, I pray this was edifying. I'm gonna give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, YAHAWASHI, SHAMAIWAN, honestly, elders and apostles, great mills, son of Abad, and Shalom.